a lot of you have been asking me if I could start doing some cooking videos, just some sort of food videos, because y'all know I like to cook, I like to bake, and I'm like, sure. Now, before we get into this, okay, the low carb thing, you know, is nothing new. Everybody wants to think keto is something new. Okay, you know, this stuff's been around since the 70s, and it is my preferred way of eating. When I eat low carb, I feel my best. My stomach doesn't hurt. I don't have the brain fog. I don't have headaches. I don't feel sluggish. So, before anybody jumps down my throat with negative comments, for quite a while now, I have been a certified sports nutritionist. I'm also a certified personal trainer. I was a nurse for many years, worked in healthcare the majority of my working life. I know a little bit of something. I have coached many, many people in their weight loss journeys. So, with that being said, I do enjoy my Southern comfort foods. So, I will also be showing you how to make some sweets, you know, because I do have sweets a couple times a month, a cupcake here or there, a cookie here and there, on the weekends, especially on Sunday. I like my big Southern breakfast with the grits and the biscuits and the gravy and stuff like that. And then the following week, I'm back to eating this way. So, with that being said, there's going to be a mix of food videos on this channel. But let's start off with a really easy snack, one of my favorite snacks. Like I said, an old recipe that was made in like a standard size waffle iron, okay? I'm going to be using this mini one. I have 2 or 3 of these little small ones, and this one seems to make the perfect size snack for me. I'm going to leave a link in the description box, and I'll also pin a comment where you can get one of these for yourself. But what you're going to need, only 2 things. You're going to need some thickly sliced pickles. Now, you can use thin ones if you like, but you're going to kind of need to stack them up a little bit to get the pickle effect, okay? See, these are thick. So when you bite into it, you get a good amount of pickle. You're also going to need some cheese. I'm going to be using this. This is one of my favorite brands. And I'm going to be using Mexican 4 cheese because it's got, you know, a nice variety of cheeses here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I haven't plugged it in yet because I want you to see. When you plug it in, the little red light will come on. That means it's getting hot. When the red light goes off, that means it's ready for you to use. Okay? So I'm just going to sit here for a second and we're going to let this little thingy heat up. Okay, I'm eating cheese straight out of the bag. I love cheese. And I eat one of these like every other day, every 3rd day or so. And you see the light has gone off. That means that it is heated up and it's ready to go. So let's get our pickles ready. Now what you're going to do is open this little guy up. And you're just going to take a little bit of this cheese and put it on here. Be careful because if you put too much, it's going to ooze down the sides, which I did earlier. And I kind of made a little bit of a mess. And now you're going to lay your pickles on top. Like so. Fit in there. And I'm going to put a little bit more cheese on top. I should have set this on a paper plate. Usually I do that. Or you need to put like a piece of maybe some parchment paper or something underneath it. Just in case it oozes everywhere. You don't make this massive mess. There we go. And now I'm just going to close it. Now press it down a little bit. And now you're going to let this sit. Don't mess with it for about 2 minutes, okay? Because you want that cheese to have enough time to melt and then start to turn brown. And it's going to start getting crispy, okay? So you let this sit here. Don't open it up because if you do, all your cheese is going to be stuck to it. Once it starts hardening up, it's not going to stick to it. So I'm going to let this sit here for about 2 full minutes, and then we'll come back and we will take a look. Okay, so this is right at the 2.5 minute mark. I checked it at 2 minutes, and I didn't think that it was quite done, so I left it for a little bit more. Now, in actuality, you only need about 1/4 cup of cheese. That's fine. 1/4 cup is a serving size. I know somebody out there is going to say, well, that's an awful lot of cheese. 1/4 cup is a serving size for each packages. But as you can see, a little bit of cheese dripped out. I had moved it over so you can see this. Just a little bit of cheese dripped out, and there's some strings of cheese there. And then a little bit of the cheese, the oiliness from the cheese has leaked out here. So I did set it on this paper plate. And this is why I don't really like use any cooking spray. I can't stand cooking spray. I don't use cooking spray on something like this because first off, it's non-stick, and 2, the cheese is pretty oily. And once it starts getting crispy, it's going to release itself from the iron, okay? So let's go ahead and open this up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. And now the tricky part is just popping it out of here. And I use a plastic fork for this, okay? Because this is non-stick. You don't want to use anything metal or, you could risk scratching it. But anyway, we're just going to be gentle and just pop it right on out of there. I'm just going to work my plastic fork just right around the edge. And I have a double folded paper towel here. Just going to take it out. And there we go. Now let's unplug this guy. And I'm just going to let that sit there and cool down for a few minutes, okay? And then once it cools down, what I like to do is I take a pizza cutter or a knife, just cut it into strips and then dip it in a little bit of ranch dressing. Now, when you use ranch dressing on a low-carb diet, please, if you don't make it yourself, read the label. Read the sugar content. Salad dressing has a lot more sugar in it than what you think, okay? That's why I like to make my own. But one of these, about a tablespoon or two of ranch dressing, and you are set. Like I said, very, very filling. But anyway, you hear that? The crunch. Can you hear the crunch? I hope that you enjoyed this. And I hope you like it. If you make it, you can pretty much use any kind of cheese that you want. Any sort of shredded cheese. Don't try to use something soft like farmer's cheese or anything like that. Shredded cheese. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you would, give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.